The mountain air is crisp. The trees are dusted with snow. And the holidays are just around the corner. That can mean only one thing. The Big White Winter Rally is upon us. The title has already been decided, making this a no-holds-barred battle against the conditions for top bragging rights. And the snowbanks are ready to collect those who find the limit the hard way. The final round of the 2022 Canadian Rally Championship starts now. It doesn't get much more majestic than the views around Kelowna, British Columbia, home of Big White Ski Resort and the Big White Winter Rally. The charming holiday village vibe, combined with the friendly sound of people having fun, belie the tough stage conditions that will keep the competitors on their toes through this slippery one-day rally.
Every time I come to this event, I love it so much. I have a good time, and then I say at the end of it, I'm never doing this event in a two-wheel drive again because getting up the hills is brutal. And so finally have given myself and fulfilled my promise to get a four-wheel drive and give it a shot at this event, and so I'm super excited. It's a fairly thin field, so we should have a good chance to be at the top. I got one job this weekend: stay out of the snowbanks. How hard could that be?
The roads are exceptional good for the moment. I think later on we will see a lot of ice coming through, and the roads are very narrow, so it doesn't even matter if you hit the snowbank with your rear, you might end up with the front in the snowbank, so be very careful this year.
First time at Big White for me, so pretty excited to be here. We're just gonna take it easy and see how we pace ourselves out against the pack in the first couple sessions, and we'll build on that.
Yeah, I was quite pleased to see a third of the co-driver field at this event is female, and as your Canadian Women in Motorsport representative, I'm definitely happy to see the participation of women growing in rally, and I definitely want to see more of that going forward.
18 teams will head out to tackle 11 stages covering 165 competitive kilometers. These forest roads are covered in ice and snow, and because of the late season start, it will be the first time drivers have seen stages like these all year. There are big snowbanks to soften the blow for those who get it wrong. The Canadian Rally Championship is presented by Subaru Canada. Confidence in motion.
Let's get it.
Stay between the snowbanks.
I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
I might go into a couple of them, that's fine.
Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one.
Just one?
Just one.
One
You get
dozen.
two, you're out. You're out.
Friendly banter ends when the cars take to the line, and it's time for Matthew Dickinson to get serious. This is his first snow rally, and he will be leading the teams into the stages. Realizing he needs an equalizer, he's got veteran co-driver Chris Kremer calling the pace notes, who is no stranger to these conditions. They're careful off the hop, but it doesn't take long for Dickinson to find confidence, and the team is in the groove by the end of the first stage, posting the second fastest time. By contrast, Jason Bailey has plenty of experience in these conditions, but this is only his second rally in the Fiesta RC3. His first was nothing short of a fairy tale, enduring the attrition-filled Rally Charleroi to come home in second place, and it's clear he wants an even better result today. Unfortunately, after winning stage 1, he and champion co-driver Leanne Janilla's efforts are derailed by flat tires. Don't be fooled by the boxy looks of Ian Fries and Wesley Haas's old Subaru legacy. This is a tried and tested package fully capable of earning podium finishes, built by one of the veterans at Rocket Rally Racing. With Bailey slowed by his flat tires, Fry leaps past him on stage 2, posting the second fastest time, only 4 seconds slower than Dickinson. Ken Warwick and Danny Norkus typically employ a very conservative strategy, especially when the road conditions are as slick as these.
And right 3 plus, times 3, then right 3 plus, bad camber.
The ex-Rocket Rally Subaru STI has plenty of power, but there's no point in burying the throttle on snow or ice.
Down, brake, left 5 short.
Carefully balancing what traction is available is leading Warwick to top 3 stage times through the first loop. With none of the Eastern Canadian teams in attendance this weekend, Nick Wood has officially locked up the two-wheel drive championship. Now that the pressure to collect points is over, he and co-driver Jennifer Daly can focus on just gunning for the class win. Earning his name on the trophy has proven his skill, but a combination of ice, rear-wheel drive, and a power steering problem will end his season just a little bit early. With a similar combination of rear-wheel drive and power, this time the smooth torque of an inline-6, Dave Clark and Lisa Long are determined not to end up in similar circumstances. Their pace is a good balance of speed and safety that is slowly but steadily building up a class lead through the loop. Clark is no stranger to snowbank excursions, and they check up on the pace as they pass the stricken wood. Wood's rally may be finished, but it's tough to be angry when you're the champion.
We lost the power steering halfway through that stage, so it's coming up here, got sucked into a snowbank and really difficult to turn out of it, so just got sucked in and hit another tree. Just saying to Jen, I'm trying to hit a tree in every province. That's going well. So.
You can back up a little bit, yeah.
After 3 stages, Dickinson and Kremer have carved out a thin lead over Fry and Haas in the old legacy. Warwick and Norkus are in 3rd. Bailey and Janilla managed to hold on to 4th despite multiple flat tires. Clark and Long lead two-wheel drive. The teams regroup at service before the next loop of stages when we come back.
Welcome to your 20-minute high-intensity workout. Pick up the cadence, regulate your breathing. Get ready for a climb, let's go. Okay, push it on the flats. Pick a number and get after it. Recovery in 3, 2, 1. The all-new WRX.
We're back at the Big White Winter Rally, the final round of the 2022 Canadian Rally Championship. And the teams are back to service after the first loop of stages.
We were worried about Jason beating us out. He beat us in the first stage. Sounds like he got a flat and he's out now. So I don't know exactly what happened to him, why he was out with a flat. But yeah, in the lead, 8 seconds. First time driving in snow. Can't be disappointed with that.
We flew through the first stage and there's just a rock on the inside. It's big, square edges. To be fair, I saw it on recce and thought to myself, don't hit that rock. So I guess I forgot between then and hit it. 2 flats.
So far, so good. It's working.
Yeah. There's been a couple of snowbanks that helped us out a little bit, a couple of taps in the back, but nothing too fancy.
Yeah. It's going pretty good. Track's running lots of fun. We had a couple of moments that made us dial back. But our goal is to just keep running within our limits and pick our braking zones and just keep finishing.
We lost our intercom this morning, so we're a little bit upset by that, and we were doing a lot of work before the rally on the car, but yeah, now it's just the easy part, driving. So
much fun. This is the roads are great with all this extra snow, and Big White's awesome. Every year it delivers. So we're just having a great time trying not to do anything irresponsible. So that's increasingly difficult. With our lead now, it's like, should I really be having as much fun as I want to have? But how do you not? It's amazing roads.
Wrenching and tuning complete, the cars are refueled and head back out for another toboggan ride through the forest around Big White Mountain. Matthew Dickinson's warm-up to these conditions is now complete. He and co-driver Chris Kremer will have to put it all on the line to keep Jason Bailey and Leanne Janilla behind them. Bailey manages to cut the lead down to Dickinson to just 1.5 seconds on the first stage of the loop, but it may be moot. The only tires the team has left is a set of illegally studded WRC tires, and running them is going to earn them massive penalties. Bailey's only hope is to overtake Dickinson and build enough of a lead to make up for the pending penalties, and he does earn the lead on the second stage of the loop, but the problem sorts itself out before the rulebook needs to be referenced.
You okay?
Yeah. I just was too in on that, and I thought we had too much grip.
Yeah.
Too much grip. Yeah, we were going along. I was doing really well. Leanne was going too fast. I was fine. So, we put our nose into the snowbank and thought we were going to just plow right through it, but then it popped us up a little bit. And then, I was telling Leanne, like, you got to turn into the roll. You got to turn into it. But she didn't. She just sat there reading her little book, and next thing you know, bump, 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 we're in the bushes. So, it's fine.
With Bailey out, Dickinson retakes the lead, and Fry moves up to second. Snow and ice levels the performance playing field, making a rally less about power and more about skill and pace management. Now up to second place, Fry and co-driver Haas seem to have the formula on lock, as do Warwick and Norcus, holding on to third place. Running an all-wheel drive Subaru on snowy roads is one of driving's great joys. But having fun makes it easy to lose sight of the bigger picture, making it to the finish. Warwick keeps his head cool and the car between the snowbanks, as do Clark and Long, now stretching their lead in the two-wheel drive class. They're up just over a minute to Ankeny and Ruston by the end of the first stage of the loop, but they're doing so without taking any major risks. A minute may seem like a lot, but getting hung up in a snowbank or a flat tire would allow Ankeny to take over Clark for the class lead. Rounding out the usual suspects in the two-wheel drive class are the Bobbins. These veterans of the sport are always contenders for the class podium anytime they make it to a rally. They're battling with Castro and Hooker for third. 7 of 11 stages complete, Dickinson and Kremer extend their lead to 36 seconds over Fry and Haas. Warwick and Norcus hold third. Clark and Long are up over 90 seconds in two-wheel drive. Coming up, one more service before the teams face the epic Gem Falcon stage. We've reached the 2/3 mark at the Big White Winter Rally. The teams have just one last service before the home stretch of the event and the concluding stages of the 2022 Canadian Championship season. A season that has been dominated by a single team. For test racing's Jérôme Mailloux and Philippe Poirier.
La voiture numéro 1, Jérôme Mailloux, Philippe Poirier.
This season was about redemption. A championship they felt they deserved in 2021 slipped through their fingers. This year, they refused to say die. The season was filled with trials, and a lesser team would have packed it in and given up. But they pressed on regardless, doubling the points of their closest adversary. Mailloux and Poirier showed their dominant pace at times when others simply couldn't. Behind them, their teammate Olivier Martel was the runner-up. The combination earned Subaru Canada a 17th manufacturer's title. Back at the Big White Winter Rally, the teams are resetting for the final loop of stages.
I'm figuring out the car, getting comfortable with braking zones, extended the lead to 36 seconds, 34 seconds, something like that. So sitting comfortable, just got to keep doing what I'm doing, keep her on the road, keep it between the berms, let the attrition take out everybody else, and we're all set. But yeah, I'm having a blast. I don't know why rally on gravel is the standard to go to. This is so much better. This is so much more fun, so much more forgiving. It's I'm having a great time.
I was a bit worried because we seem to be down on power, and I know that I left the transmission fluid overfilled before the rally, which is something I should have let out a little bit. So I'll just go faster in the corners if we don't have power.
Still running third in a bit of a pocket. We're about 50 seconds behind second, about a minute and a quarter ahead of fourth. So our goal is to just be smooth and steady and slide our way around, and should result in a good time.
And there's still a fight for podium for national events. We've been on the podium for regional, but never national. So it's been a little bit difficult on the conditions, but swapped around between snow tire and some studded tires, and I think we got it figured out for the evening now. So looking forward to the battle.
Well, I'm almost afraid to say how good everything's going. Everything's ticking in the car. No mechanical issues. Co-driver is fantastic. She's relatively new and doing a fantastic job, as Lisa. The way things are, I really need to be careful just to keep it clean. I think at this point I'm just throwing away something if I'm not careful, which is painful because it's so much fun out there. These roads are just perfect. It's just the best. I mean, Big White's always good, but this one's particularly great.
It's going to be just a battle to get to the end, I think. There's lots of grip, and then all of a sudden you find a patch of ice and you have nothing. And there's not a lot to predict where that ice is, so try and not do anything too silly and keep out of the snowbanks.
I'm learning how to drive the car. It's new to me in the snow, but it's it's a blast. I mean, I know there's more in it, but there's not more in me. So I'm not taking any unnecessary, risks or anything, and having a good time. So it's a beautiful event. Everybody should come do this for sure.
Ankeny will have to find 90 seconds in the last loop of stages to challenge Clark for the class win. Sieber has a similarly daunting task if he hopes to spray champagne this evening. Fry is definitely in range of the win if Dickinson makes a mistake. The fans are ready to cheer on the teams as they head back out for one more loop of stages this year.
Just a nice, relaxing jaunt down the street. Just having a little bit of fun. I get one berm this stage. I get to tap one berm. That's all I'm allowed.
Welcome to your 20-minute high-intensity workout. Pick up the cadence, regulate your breathing. Get ready for a climb. Let's go. Okay, push it on the flats. Pick a number and get after it. Recovery in 3, 2, 1. The all-new WRX.
This is it. The final loop of stages at the Big White Winter Rally and the 2022 season. The Canadian Rally Championship is presented by Subaru Canada. Confidence in motion. Having led almost the entire length of the rally, Matthew Dickinson is in the groove and excited to hit the stages again.
You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. Hit it. 50, 4 right clutch short.
Dickinson's enthusiasm is keeping him in a positive mindset. An important factor considering this is the legendary Gem Falcon stage. Over 30 kilometers in length, the challenge of this fast and technical stage is compounded by the falling snow, falling temperatures, and fading sun. Dickinson and co-driver Kremer get through the first pass of Gem Falcon clean, which is unfortunately more than can be said for Fry and Haas. Having run a very smooth and conservative rally all day, the challenge of the Gem Falcon stage becomes brutally apparent when a small mistake on a hairpin causes the team to get stuck, knocking them out of contention. Despite a heroic effort to regain the lost time, the duo finishes well out of podium contention, settling for 10th. Warwick and Norcus are unaware of the drama that has just unfolded ahead of them. They have carefully run their own rally thus far, refusing to be drawn into making costly mistakes. As they come across the stricken Fry, they move up into second place, and Warwick is on his way to his best ever finish at the Big White Winter Rally. Any thoughts of challenging for the lead are tempered by deteriorating conditions and the 2.5-minute gap to Dickinson. It's a similar situation for Sieber and Mealing. They are on their way to their first national podium finish but are nearly 2 minutes behind Warwick in second. They've also seen just how costly a single missed call can be, and with a similar gap behind them to fourth, they choose to play it safe and protect their position.
100 left 5. Into right 6 long, tightens 4.
In two-wheel drive, there's been a shakeup. The Bobbins had little hope of catching Ankeny and Rustin for second in class. But then Ankeny makes a small mistake, resulting in a spin and the loss of nearly 10 minutes. The Bobbins overtake Ankeny on the final stage of the rally, earning second place by driving clean from start to finish. At the head of the two-wheel drive field, Clark and Long have been in control of the rally since the first kilometer. Continuing their smooth and fast run will earn them the class win today. With the 2022 championship stage kilometers about to run out, Dickinson has proven he's got what it takes to compete on snow and ice in the most spectacular way possible. He and co-driver Kremer keep it between the snowbanks, completing a fast, mistake-free run to the finish and earning the win at the Big White Winter Rally. Dickinson and Kremer will stand atop the podium. Warwick and Norcus have their best ever finish at a national rally with second place, and Sieber and Mealing round out the top three. Clark and Long not only win two-wheel drive, but manage to finish in fifth overall. The fireworks signal the end of a tough event and a tough championship.
I made it. I did it.
First one here.
First time in the snow, first national win for both my co-driver and I. We went into it knowing we had 2.5 minute lead, so it was like, all right, just go slow, take your time, just don't bin it. It was a great time. It was awesome.
Super stoked. Second place finish, best I've ever done, so really happy. The last loop was super challenging. We got just a nice clean run. We thought we were just running smooth and steady and nice and slow. We actually took more than a second out of our time per kilometer. I think we were 37 seconds faster on second pass, so had some fun on some corners and really happy to be here.
First time national podium, so super stoked on that. Our strategy, I think, worked out quite well in the end.
Just consistent and let everyone else make the mistakes.
The two-wheel drive win, it's pretty epic. Lisa co-driving for me. I like to say it was the co-driver. I got rid of Jamie and got Lisa. Big improvement. I was worried about Nick Wood, of course. He's always real quick. So we saw him on the side of the road. It was like time to get serious. We were watching Garth behind us. He was right in there for much of it. So it wasn't like we could back off.
It was funny because the car decided it wanted to go into the snowbank.
I see.
From mountaintop highs to sea level lows, from the Bay of Heat in the east to the frigid Rockies in the west, rally racing is the ultimate test of driving skill, endurance, perseverance, and willpower. The teams have faced nearly 100 stages and 1,000 kilometers of racing this season and are eager to do it all again in 2023. Until then, thank you for watching the Canadian Rally Championship.